What's poppin', yo? Welcome back to another YouTube video, and today we're taking a look at another film review. Today I am watching a film on Amazon Prime, which is coming out in 2024, so it is a pretty current movie that we're watching today, and it is called Ricky Stanicky, and it is starring Zac Efron and John Cena, all the way from their High School Musical or wrestling origins. They have come here together to what would normally be a very similar movie to a Seth Rogen movie. It's got a lot of comedy, it's got a lot of drugs, it's got a lot of pretty basic humor, and it just reminds me a lot of Seth Rogen's and his sort of style of movies. So, with that, let's actually get into what Google has to say about this movie before I get into what this movie's actually about and then my own thoughts and opinions. So, Google, if you just search up the movie Ricky Stanicky, it comes up with 20 years after creating the imaginary Ricky Stanicky, 3 childhood friends still use this non-existent pal as a handy alibi for their immature behavior. When their spouses and partners get suspicious and demand to finally meet him, the guilty trio decide to hire a washed-up actor, Rod, to bring him to life. However, when Rod takes his role of a lifetime a little too far, they begin to wish they never invented Ricky in the first place. So, that's what Google has to say, but going on to actually what the movie is about, again, there will be spoilers here, but the movie actually opens up on Halloween night with the kids setting fire to a house, a pile of dog shit, and they put it outside someone's house for not giving out good candy. They then set their house on fire because no one was home, and they left a flaming jacket with the tag in Ricky Stanicky. So, obviously, they blamed this character, and they got away with it. They then used it for the rest of their life, and now they're in their late 20s as they're having children, and they decide to use him another time because they have free tickets to go to another place, like a different part of the country. So they head there using Ricky as a way to get out of the baby shower, their own baby shower, might I add. One of them is pregnant, or has a wife that's pregnant, and they get out of their own baby shower to go to this new place. So they go, and they meet Ron, who sings songs, and he parodies them to make them all about masturbation. Ron is also played by John Cena. They then go home in an absolute rush because, obviously she went into labour 6 months early. And they then demand to see Ricky as all 3 of them are in the room, and they're all making the lie, but they're not all caught up with it because the Bible is slightly wrong, and one of them is making too much Ricky for personal stuff instead of trio stuff. And yeah, that's just how it starts. So they need to find someone to play Ricky so then they can come to the removing of the foreskin ceremony. I forgot what they called it. But they hire him, they give him the Bible, he fits the role, he is perfect, he smashes expectations out of the park, and because of that, he feels like he is Ricky Stanicky, and he is Ricky for life, and he gets hired into their same company, and they constantly try and get him fired, and their attempts just make him better and better as an employee, so he gets promoted, and now he's their boss, and it all comes out. The entire truth comes out, getting them in a lot of trouble, getting them fired, and then rehired when it actually all worked out in the end, which is something that I was not expecting, but it did all work out in the end. They all still stayed happily married, happily boyfriend and girlfriend, happily together, and they promised to never use Ricky again, because Ricky is now a real person, and he's actually doing everything in the Bible. Instead of acting, he has become this real person, and Ron is now Ricky, and that is how the movie ends. And to be fair, it was pretty funny. There was a lot of cool moments that actually had me laughing and giggling out loud, and to be fair, I was quite shocked at that because all the humor was based around swear words, drugs, and, stupid little moments, and I thought it was funny. My humor is not that advanced. It is not Rick and Morty level humor, but it's still funny. It got a giggle out of me. The story-wise, it's been done before. These guys lie, try and get out of it, and it all ends well in the end. And I want a movie that has the same plot, but it doesn't go well in the end. Because lying never goes well. And kids, you shouldn't lie. Kids, you shouldn't even be watching this because it's not age appropriate. But still, you shouldn't lie. And that is the message of this sort of film here. Don't lie. It only ends up worse, and it gets to spiraling out of control, even when you try and put precautions in place, like the Bible, to try and keep everything in check so all three of you are up to date. All three of you will still forget, and there'll be some things that each other don't tell you about, and they don't put in the Bible. So, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that could go wrong here. Actors are really good. We have Zac Efron and obviously John Cena, again, two really good actors. And then we had some other guys here as well, which I didn't really know who they were, but the ginger one, he kind of looks like an adult version of Kyle from South Park. I don't know why, he just looks like the adult version of Kyle from South Park, from the actual post-COVID special. I don't know why, it just looked like the humanoid version of that character, and that just bugged me through the entire film. The other guy was my favorite, though. I think he was called, like, Wes, or something like that. He was my favorite. He was honestly the best character, and I related a lot to that guy, not gonna lie. He was, like, definitely one of the best ones. And, again, the story is basic. There isn't any, like, CGI or anything like that. It's more of, like, a normal movie. No one gets badly injured, or there isn't violence or anything like that, but it's really clever. And I think how to learn everything about Ricky Stanicky in like 3 days, I thought that was fucking wild. And to read up on everything that he should know about, to actually fully understand it and know about it, that is just insane and wild to me. It is an impossible feat that he managed to pull off. And there was like this running theme of him running away from these two dudes, these two bad people, throughout the entire movie, and when they finally caught up to him, it wasn't as bad as what everyone was thinking. It was kind of a letdown, and a plot point that I feel like they gave up on after a while, because it was a pretty good one, and I thought it could have made for a pretty interesting encounter at the bar mitzvah, I think it was, but still, it didn't really go anywhere, and it was quite boring. And when they actually revealed it, it was a shock, and I think it was supposed to be like a shock gag, but that was one of the jokes that didn't get me. It is still a good movie though, however, with some other actors here like Frank Gallagher, and I can't see him as anyone other than Frank Gallagher, I'm sorry. No matter what he's in, he'll forever be Frank Gallagher, so there is like not a lot I can say about him. But he is a good actor, and he did do a lot of air dicking, which is something that I've only just realized about. And when I do make these videos like this, I am constantly moving my arms around, constantly fidgeting and playing with stuff. My new thing is just playing with blue tack, or picking a couple of Lego figures off the shelves and pulling their heads and legs off and on again. I don't know, I just need to fidget and move my hands around. And when I do move my hands around, I notice that I air dick too. And I'm glad that you can't see it. I'm just happy that you can't see it. I'm going to be honest. And you need to watch that movie to understand the reference, so I'm going to promote this movie a little bit more than I already am. Definitely go check out this movie. It is on Amazon Prime, and it is a good one. It's funny, it's only an hour and a half, so it's a quick watch, and it's good. It is a good film. However, if you do want me to review any other movie, TV show, anime, anything else like that, please do leave it down in the comments below, and I'll see if I'm available to watch it, and I'll watch it as soon as possible, and I'll get out a review for you guys. But without further ado, there is not much else to say, but a quick last thing. There is a link in the description, which if you press, you will take you to everything else that I have to offer as a content creator, from my Cameo to my TikTok to my Instagram to my Facebook to my Snapchat, just in case you want a little bit of extra Tyler Price in your life, if you are a fan of my content. And if you are a fan of my content, because 98% of you are recurring viewers, but you are not subscribed, only 2% of you recurring viewers are actually subscribed, so if you do want to prove you like my content, please do press that subscribe button. And if you do want to be notified when I do drop some more content, I do film reviews every single day, please do press the notification bell, and you'll be notified every time I upload. And if you don't want to do that, that's completely fine. I do understand. I do upload a lot, and it is free. And you can always change your mind later if you decide, you know what, you don't actually like me. And that is fine. That is fair enough. But other than that, I'm done self-promoting. That was this movie. It is Ricky Stanicky. One final time. Goodbye.